Video fishing forecast. We got news for you on the bluefin tuna regs that just went into effect recently. We have reports and events from around the island. We have another Captain Al story for you and much more.
The ultimate fishing authority in the Northeast, the Fisherman magazine.
Today's date is December 4th, 2025, and to kick off the month, we have news for you on the bluefin tuna regulations that just went into effect.
Bluefin tuna, still closed. Anglers, we do not have access to them now. The general category, commercial fishery, is open right now. That had been closed, but it's open to start the month of December, and that will close. Their subquota will close when they reach 16.5 metric tons. Again, no angling quota right now, what's left of the general category. I bring that up because the Jersey Shore, it's light, it's loose, there aren't many people, but a lot of the seafood restaurants are getting in some fresh bluefin tuna. So if you're in the know and if you're thinking about it, there's fresh bluefin being served at some of your favorite restaurants right now. Now, the commercial and recreational catch for bluefin tuna, based on the ICAT meetings last week, the International Coalition for the Conservation of Atlantic Tunas, they met last week, and the United States is going to see an increase of 191 metric tons. I mentioned it last week, but as of this week, I have a more comprehensive write-up that's available at thefisherman.com. If you get our e-news alerts every Tuesday and every Thursday, you might have seen it. But if you have more questions about bluefin tuna and what exactly it came out to be, go to thefisherman.com, take a look for that article. But I'm sure I'm going to be covering more of that in the next couple of months, especially as we get into the season and figure out what those 191 metric tons actually mean in terms of bluefin regulations for 2026.
Introducing the Yak Attack Sandrig Surf Cart, the ultimate beach hauler for serious anglers. Glide effortlessly over soft sand with wide balloon wheels and lightweight, corrosion-resistant construction that's completely customizable with options. Whether it's rods, coolers, or tackle, haul it all with ease. Built by surf fishermen and engineered by Yak Attack.
Recently, the Fisherman's John Raguso got down to the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show to check out the Grady White 340 Express. Awesome boat. If you want to see the full video on this boat, click on the card in the top right or the link in the description below. The open house event at Steiger Craft took place a couple of weeks ago, and if you missed it, don't worry, because Joey Leggio captured all of the good stuff that took place that day. So this week, part of the Fisherman team is down here in Atlantic City for the Folsom event. That's Folsom Tackle. We're at Harrah's Hotel here at Atlantic City. Jim Hutch was here as well. He ran into somebody that Fisherman readers and viewers are very familiar with. Got some words out of him as well. Let's take a look.
What's always nice about the Folsom show, I see friends from all over the country coming in with their tackle, but there's no friend that I was more excited to see. Alberto, it is so good to see you.
It's great to be here, and it's great to be alive.
I swear to God, you scared the heck out of a lot of people this year.
I scare myself on that, but thank the good Lord, I'm here.
So you feeling good?
It's getting better. I still have the big challenge. I'm going to go for surgery,
okay.
But one of the reasons why I am here, because I am super excited, because there's so much great things happening.
Well, we're going to find out about that, because if you know Crazy Alberto Knie, and you know the Tactical Anglers line, of course, everybody's been using the original Tactical Angler clips for a long time. He's got the pencils and so many great lures. But in recent years, especially in saltwater, something that's become popular is the glide bait.
Oh my goodness. That is something that is so exciting, and people are finally catching on to this. But unbeknown to a lot of people, we've been working on it for 5 years.
5 years, really?
And we kept it as really quiet because I knew the glide bait is going to be the next phenomenon. It is so great because it catches a lot of big fish. So I am that ding dong, if you will, all right, who went and spent the $200. I bought the $175 to see what's really good about it. But I found a couple faults. As a fisherman, you fish so hard, and you always had that wish list. I wish this does this better. I wish it casts much better. I wish it had better hooks. I had intricate parts.
We always want something better.
Well, we all do, because we all fish, right? So I'm kind of glad the phenomenon and the big buzz about glide bait is here, but I have been working on this for, you got it. This is what I call money.
Money?
This is
That's the money color?
This is the money color because it's very natural, okay? And some of the biggest problems that people have is most glide baits cast like potato chips. I mean, come on. You know, so that's the biggest challenge, but you cannot overdo it. So I figure it out. Look at the thickness on this.
Right.
The thickness has a lot to do with distance, all right? And furthermore, you know, if you do a scientific research, what are the most common things that predators are attracted to? Sound, and they also have to look at, as a predator, and eyes. It's a low frequency rattle, which we all know about sound. Mm-hmm. Sound goes far faster than a regular noise in the air. But if you look closely, look at the eyes.
Yeah, can you see that? These eyes are, and it's hard to see on camera, I'm sure, but if you just kind of move it in the right direction, you see a little bit of red back there too.
That is, you got it. And here's the reason why.
I'm looking at these for a while.
Okay, and there's, you know, people glide it, but the key words are glide and chop. Chop is the mechanism that really makes the fish commit. And as you look at this, all right, a glide bait, most of them will just turn as this, but look how much it turns. It allows to actually get that motion. It's in the summertime, you want that long glide because they're more aggressive. In the cooler water or the deeper or the bigger fish, they're a little more stealthy, and they'll catch it when a bait fish is most vulnerable, where it actually is in between. So what happens is when a big predator comes in, all right, when that initial nanosecond, when it does this, that's when they'll commit. So when she looks at it, if you look very closely, when she does that, the eyes, you have a big fish being chased and she's looking at the big fish, and that red in there is the final to ignite the fish to strike. And I figure, you know, that fulfills all the I wish it did that, I wish it did that, and it's here.
So there's a couple of different ways you can work this particular lure. You want it nice and slow because it's going to have that glide to it.
Absolutely.
But then you want that pause because that pause is what you're saying is going to hit.
Absolutely.
We've had, obviously, we've got the cupcake size bunker, or Steve Whiteson called them a dollar bill size.
Yes.
But I mean, these are fantastic when you've got those stripers that have pinned the bunker up along the beach.
It's not only stripe, it's a lot of fish.
You're fishing a lot in Florida.
That's Snookzilla go absolutely
Really?
banana over this.
When are we going to see these? Because I'm seeing this
is going to happen
prototype.
in March.
March?
Yeah.
March, look for those. So by the time we're getting out for the Saltwater Fishing Expo, and Alberto is going to be back there for that.
Oh, I will be back.
Yes, you are going to be.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make sure of it.
It's good to be back, folks.
It's fantastic to see you.
Thank
I wish you the
so
best
much.
of luck with everything.
Appreciate it.
It's really good to see you. I'm
Likewise.
glad you're feeling better.
Thanks.
Now let's check in with some upcoming events from around the island. Starting off, we have on January 18th, the Rocky Point Fishing Show at the Rocky Point Middle School from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then on January 21st through the 25th is the New York Boat Show. January 23rd through the 24th is the Fly Fishing Show. And then January 24th as well is the East Islip Fishing Show. For more information on these events and more events from the Fisherman Magazine, visit thefishermanmagazine.com/events. Capt now has another story for us. It is on the early days of offshore fishing.
Anyway, going on, I guess a Captain Al's story is due. This one is kind of interesting. It has to do with like the beginning of sport fishing offshore. So, you know, back in the late 50s, early 60s, there was interest generating to fish offshore. And then it just became more and more and more to what we have today. So my father, he had four fishing outfits. They were Penn 4.0s. I think they were the red plate version with maybe 50-pound line on them. And he would troll, you know, go out in the ocean. He'd catch false albacore, bonita, bluefish. Once in a while, football, you know, there were a lot of small bluefin around, you know, 20 pounds, 25 pounds, like that. He would catch them, have a great time fishing Jap feathers and cedar plugs. That was rigged on wire. So one day we're fishing, we were going southwest out of the inlet. We heard there was a lot of bonita down that way. So we're going, and we have the radio on. In those days, it was called an AM radio. It was a monster. When you hit the transmit button on it, the motor almost stopped. It was like, drove so much power. But anyway, so we're listening to chatter on there, and we're hearing guys, yeah, I'm hooked up. I got one on. I got two on. One of them was the Bojine, Herb Fogarty. He was like the premier offshore guy at that time. They had big downeasters, and he had Penn 9.0s and 12.0s and, you know, real heavy-duty stuff. So he said, let's head that way. We're figuring out, we're listening, we're thinking they're by the HA buoy. So we're trolling towards the HA buoy, you know, going. We think we see him on the horizon, maybe 3-4 miles away. And we all hear, bang, 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 bang. That was it. 4 fish, picked up the rods, bit the baits, and stripped them clean. We find out they're 100-pound bluefin. That's what these guys were catching. So we were no match for a 100-pound bluefin. My father said, okay, we're going home, turn the boat around, and back home we motored. So that was an interesting, non-happening day. So anyway, that's it for this week. We'll talk to you next week.
Well, we're pretty much done with the Costa Kayak Clash in the Dreamboat contest, and if you do have a last-second entry, you have to have it in before December 10th. Let's see what the current standings are.
Now the latest in the Fisherman's Dreamboat Fishing Challenge. We start off with Long Island subscriber Vince Zorkis from Long Beach, New York, weighing in 2 entries at Bay Park Fishing Station first, with a sea bass weighing in at 4.20 pounds, which places him second in the sea bass category. Then taking 8th with a blackfish coming in at 8.55 pounds. With these 2 entries added to his count, it gives Vince a spot on the leaderboard. Next is New Jersey subscriber from Jersey City, Amir Rajpal, adding to his 2 other entries on the board with a 2.61 pound porgy weighed in at Bayonne Bait and Tackle, which puts him 8th in the porgy category and giving him a seat on the leaderboard. Long Island subscriber Garrett Krause gave a run in the challenge with a 5th place sea bass coming in at 4.14 pounds weighed in a capital tackle, and then placed 4th with a porgy at 2.18 pounds weighing in at Saltwater's Bait and Tackle. Ahmed Solomon, another Long Island subscriber who gave a good showing, entered the board with a 9th place blackfish weighing in at 8.06 at Bernie's Bait and Tackle. As of today, the leaderboard stands at Rashawn Williams with 33 points, Vince Zorkis with 25 points, and Amir Rajpal at 20 points. We have until December 10th for the final results. Stay tuned.
Coming out of the final week of competition in the 2025 Coastal Kayak Clash, the defense rests. No new entries came in this week, and the scoreboard remains the same. We have Eddie Roman in 3rd place with 4 points, Rothan Nong in 2nd place with 5 points, and Dustin Stevens sits atop the scoreboard with a comfortable lead with 11 total points. We have a 10-day grace period that will expire on December 10th when we can make these scores official, so stay tuned for next week's wrap-up of the CKC. Barring any last-minute entries, it looks like this one's going to end with some heroic catches from Dustin Stevens and another thrilling finish to what's been an incredible Coastal Kayak Clash.
Now it's time to go around the map with a few reports. Starting off on the South Shore, Anthony Moran landed this really nice late season blackfish, 9.02 pounds, out of Fire Island on the Laurel Lee. Moving on to the West End, Jonathan Camper, he said he braved the rough weather the other morning and was rewarded big time with 4 keeper bass in 10 minutes in 10 feet of water right off of Long Beach. He said the bass is still here and pictured his son, JP. And on the North Shore, Thomas Wong shows off a 20-inch and an 18-inch tog, and he got over the weekend near Maroneck. And if you do have a notable catch, email me at mbroderick@thefisherman.com. I'll try and get it into the weekly video fishing forecast or a winter issue of the Fisherman magazine. Now it's checking with our correspondents from all corners of the island. Remember, now on YouTube, you can use the chapters feature to jump to a specific correspondent on a specific spot on the island.
Thank you, Matt. Well, greetings everybody from Montauk. As everybody knows, the season is definitely winding down. Out here in Montauk, pretty much the only thing still going on is sea bass and blackfish. And the squid fishing in the bay is still getting picked away, but pretty much these guys are shutting it down. It'll probably be over here in another week or so. The Viking, the ebb tide, a couple of the charter boats are still going out and getting some blackfish. So if you're still interested in going, check their schedules and see what they got. In regards to a gift for Christmas, this is the Yeti French press. I came across this like 2 months ago. I was a little kind of concerned, and as most of you know, I mean, Yeti makes great coolers, but they do make a lot of other stuff that's very expensive. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But I will say, after using this French press, if you got a coffee fan or somebody like that that makes a lot of coffee, this thing's great. It keeps the coffee warm while you're waiting to finish your other cup, which most French presses don't do. Most French presses are glass. This one is made out of porcelain and typical heavy Yeti stuff. So if you're looking for an unusual gift to give somebody, I would definitely recommend that. I was very surprised at the quality of that. All right, guys, everybody enjoy your holidays. I'll try to keep you some reports, and hopefully stuff gets going. Maybe we'll see some codfish here, but other than that, I will talk to you soon. Thank you, Matt.
At the edge of Long Island, where the ocean meets tradition, Montauk Anglers Club can be your boat's home and your gateway to legendary fishing. Whether you're a pro or just casting your first line, this is where memories are made. Join Montauk Anglers Club, where the catch of the day is just the beginning. Or go to montaukanglersclub.com for more information.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Fishing's pretty much done in between Shinnecock and Mauritius. We still have black sea bass and blackfish going on for a little bit more time. I'm not sure if the Hampton Lady is still going out, but there's a couple of boats that are still doing trips, some that are up island, so that's something to scratch the itch with. There's also the holdovers, and if you want to bear through some of these colder temps, a super slow retrieve with a small soft plastic or a very small swimming plug. Every once in a while, you're going to get into one of those holdovers. So, you know, if you're willing to do that, very well could be rewarded. And, you know, the full run really wasn't what most of us expected it to be, but there were some fish, and there's a lot of people that don't get to fish as much as most of us do on Long Island. So I kind of take that as a win. So hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We got the big holidays coming up, and a couple of the correspondents, myself included, obviously, are sharing some gift ideas. One of my favorites, the Manhattan Montauk hoodie or t-shirt featuring the logo on the back. They're all navy blue. We have a limited quantity, limited sizes. So if you want to shoot me a message on Instagram at MNHTN, the number 2, MTK, or on Facebook on my personal page. And if I have your size and you're interested, I'd love to get that out to you. You know, if it's local, like East Quogue, Hampton Bays, West Hampton, I can just do drop off, or I can get it out to you fairly quick. And you know, just so hit me up if that's something you'd be interested in. And the other gift idea, well, there's tons of stuff that all of us, from plugs to, you know, to boot warmers to everything else that we like. I find one of the best gifts for a fisherman is supporting the local tackle shops and buying a gift certificate or gift card. So you're not only helping that small business, you're, you know, helping people that make so much of our fishing possible, not just with the gear that they sell, but with the intel they share with us, with supporting the community, with just everything that small businesses do and specific to fishing. So, you know, it also is kind of like a nice handy thing to have in the spring where, you know, the excitement of the new season comes and, you know, you got a couple of bucks of found money to spend, so to speak. So be sure to do that and support your local shops out here, East End Tackle. Haskell's, Whitewater, and the list goes on and on. And a lot of times, some of these smaller shops can struggle, being that they have a specified season that they're open. So, all the support you can give them is more than fair for all the support they give all of us. So, all right, that's it for me. And like I said, I'll be talking to you randomly going forward on this. It just, talks about, different plugs and different tactics and all that off-season stuff, and still we're into some fish again soon enough. All right, back to you, Matt.
Hello, Matt. Well, Thanksgiving weekend, I hope you had a great time. I know I did. My wife and my daughter, they cooked up a storm, and it's one of my favorite holidays. I was with family, and I was with friends, and it was just a really nice holiday. As far as the fishing going, well, it hasn't been easy from the shore, and certainly not easy with a fly rod, because it's just been a windy as fall. And we're not seeing a lot of the small fish. We're seeing a lot of the bigger fish, mostly caught offshore. If you're in a boat, that's the best. They're fishing anywhere from 30 to 60 feet of water. They're out there. They're finding sand eels. They're finding bunker. And they're still catching fish. And there's still fish offshore, but they haven't been coming in close a lot. But you have to be there at the right time, because they do come in for a brief period. But that's how it's been. And the guys that I've been talking to, they're out on the beaches at high tide or change of the tide at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So that seems to be what's working. Now, as far as myself, well, I haven't been getting out that much, and I'm actually going to try to get out. It's raining, it's low tide. I don't have high hopes, but I'm here. I'm going to give it a shot, dress up warm and get out there. I do, so I hope to get out there. Now, as far as the freshwater scenes, I've been talking to friends of mine that have been fishing the Kayak, of course, and they're doing well. Not a lot on dry flies, some. I mean, I guided, and I did have a couple on dry flies. Most of it's been on wet flies. And they're fishing also, of course, the mop fly, which is also a very popular fly. Now, as far as everything else goes, I've been so busy because we're in the middle of our Black Friday, I call it Black Fly Day month, because we're having different sales all throughout the month. Last week we had our big Friday sale, and it ran onto Sunday. It was an excellent sale. Now, there is a lot of things that are going to be going on sale. Number one, if you want to try saltwater fly fishing, there's no better way of starting getting into it with a field kit from Redington. They are being discontinued, but they're an excellent kit, and I do have them at a very good price. They were a $500 outfit, and now they're $350. So you can't beat it, and I have a limited amount. So if you want, they'll be on sale for the rest of the month. I will also have the trout spay and the Euro nymphing field kits. They're also on sale at even a bigger discount. So stop in then. As far as everything else goes, well, this is a real good deal. The Hardy Ultralight SR rod. You buy that rod and you get the Resolute reel for free. That's a $325 sale. I mean, it's a big discount, and it's a great way to give your friends and your family that. Another thing that we're doing is you come in and you don't know what to get, but you want to get your fly fishing friend a gift. Consider buying a gift certificate. For every $100, you're going to get what we call RBO bucks. They are going to be good next year, and it's for every $100, you get $20 worth of RBO bucks, and you can use them for anything. Now, like I said, we're going to be running sales. The only way you're going to know about the sales is by signing up to the newsletter. Go to our riverbayoutfitters.com and sign up for the newsletter on the front page. And until next week, tie lines, everybody.
Hey, Matt, Fire Island report. Weather looks good for the weekend, so, very little wind, flat ocean. All we got to do is find some fish. So, it's all been pretty much on the jigs, but I think it should be a good weekend to get out there, maybe get one of the last shots in on the striped bass. I'd have plenty of jigs with me, and you know, you want it to, when you're jigging, if you keep it right down on the bottom or near the bottom, you're going to get a lot of dogfish. So you kind of want to work. I like to work it maybe 6 to 10 feet off the bottom. Striped bass coming by is going to jump on that. You don't have to be right on the bottom, and try to avoid those dogfish. So you know, it should be a decent weekend to fish, and we're getting down right near the end, nitty gritty, and we'll see what happens, and I'll let you know what happened next week.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. We're here at the Folsom Trade Show for the new products coming out for the upcoming season, getting our spring orders in. That being said, if we're looking at the fishing report, we still are catching some striped bass. Guys going down to the East River, definitely catching more fish and more fish on artificials. The live eels are still producing. The blackfish here in the western end of the sound is tapering off, but we do have one more weekend left on that. Anyone targeting the bluefin tuna, giants are still being caught. With that, the commercial season opened up so we can legally land some with the right permit. That being said, our holiday hours are now 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. every single day. We're open all winter long. Look forward to the new products coming out. Lots of new stuff out there.
All right, we're in the middle of a blitz and we got a surprise. Check this out. We have a jumbo shad. This thing is huge. This was swimming in the striper blitz. Look, they're right back of us. See all the birds working. Here we are. We actually got the steps behind us, and this is it. This is last flicked. It's the end of the season, and we're finishing up strong. And oh, we're gonna keep that shad. We got a slot. We got a nice slot under the birds. So right now, no live bait, 5 inches working, small profiles, and yeah. This is it, so taking advantage of the end of the season. It's a little brisk out here, but the fish are biting. You have undersize, slot size, overs, a little bit of everything right now. So just taking it all in, and you know, this might be one of the last trips, so hopefully everyone enjoyed some of our fishing adventures with our club members, and we out here. Look at that, work.
Guys, how's it going? Ben Gilmour checking in from here in Costa Rica with this week's fishing report. The inshore bite here has really picked up in the past week. Tons of threadfin herring have now arrived along the beaches, which brings the inshore fish hot on their heels. The roosterfish bite has been really good along the beaches and at the rocks. We've had some really nice snook this week, as well as mackerel, jacks, snappers, and all of our other inshore species. We've had a really good marlin bite going on offshore, some nice blue marlin out there with a few blacks, and we caught a nice striped marlin the other day as well. The sailfish bite has been solid. We released 5 sailfish only today, and we've been getting some big bull dorados really close to shore, just 8 to 15 miles out, as well as yellowfin tuna schools further offshore. Would love to see you guys down here in Costa Rica this winter. Come and join us. This is Ben Gilmour of Jackpot Sport Fishing, and back to you.
In the famed waters of Panama awaits a fishing experience like no other. Tropic Star Lodge welcomes anglers to get in on world-famous fishing action. Plan your perfect trip today. Tropic Star Lodge, the ultimate in fishing adventures for more than 60 years.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is your weekly video fishing forecast for the week. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I had a great Thanksgiving myself. Again, hope you guys did too. Coming to you from Atlantic City, the Folsom event down here in Harris in New Jersey. We will see you next week.